and pull the agenda up very quickly. So this is the monthly committee meeting for the Northwest San Pedro Neighborhood Council Youth and Outreach Committee. And I am the committee chair, Chris Faye, and while I get the agenda to everybody, go ahead and tell us who you are and what's your whole deal.
We all know who we are.
That's a profound philosophical statement. I don't know if
it is. You better print it up and put it on a t-shirt.
There we go.
I'm John Barbera. I'm a Gemini.
I'm Lori Jacobs, and my sign is slippery when wet.
It's your turn, Angela. I want to hear this one.
Oh, this is being recorded.
I'm knitting.
Okay.
Oh.
There we go.
Well, that's what I was doing while I was waiting for everybody anyway.
Kelly looks like she's a doctor. She's got some stuff coming out of her ears.
Okay, well, I'll call that welcome and introductions. Again, I've got to bail in about 20 minutes, but we also don't have an awful lot of meat on this carcass this month. So if are there any public comments on non-agenda items?
The only thing I can tell you guys is that we had a great issues committee meeting. Andy Harris joined us and told us all about the skate park at Channel Street. They're really working on it and got a lot of neat things going on. They've got rails and all of that fixed up. They got couple more to do. They've done put containers together, wired it up with fencing, heavy duty fencing front and back, and in between it, they have a couple of porta potties over there. They keep locked up, and they've done some nice murals on the side of the containers, and they'll be doing everything, murals and stuff on the side of the skate park. He's looking for maybe towards the end of spring, maybe the end of May, early June, before summer, we'll be up and running, and they'll have a big, a big thing where they'll have everybody there. There'll be food, music, and everything. So it was very good. He was very, very informative.
If I could add, John, I was in that meeting too, and I wanted them to see if on the freeway, when you get off at the Channel Street exit, if they can have a sign, Caltrans can, skate park next exit or something like that. And then also too, they were talking about some additional murals, and if they do any type of mural, maybe they could work with the waterfront arts district and maybe have a contest for mural contest, something like that. But anyway, outreach will promote the launch once it's ready. So it's good stuff.
Yeah, that'll be good. Hopefully it'll be kind of just in time where they'll get warmer. I think there will be a lot of excitement about that.
I feel like we just got a tour of Kelly's house.
Yeah.
All right. Are there any other public comments, non-agenda items? Oh, actually, you know what? I kind of have one. Although this also wraps into item number 3, which let's call it a segue. There may be 1 or 2 people or organizations at San Pedro High who I informed about in person about the existence of neighborhood purpose grants in relation to their kind of ongoing activities. So hopefully we'll be getting, I don't know if or when we'll get more kind of formal applications, but I've been talking to a few people and just basically letting them know program exists. You still have some time left. Go to the website to check out the details and, hit us up. We've got money. So we hopefully will hear from them and maybe we'll need to have by this time next month some sense of if they're interested or not.
I connected with somebody at Meals on Wheels, and I think they'll be turning one in, and John's worked with the Assistance League, and I found another contact for the Willenberg School, because apparently that school applied for an NPG grant with actually that was redundant, neighborhood purpose grant with Coastal, And so since they applied with them, she gave me, their outreach person gave me their contact, and I sent an email. I haven't heard anything back. Because it'd be nice to have a new organization, especially the Willenberg schools in our area. But I think that's great, Chris. Any schools in our area are eligible to apply.
Yeah, and I think, and it's, there are, you know, student organizations, and there's things that some of the teachers organize, and, you know, if there's a way for them just to kind of go around whatever normal sources that they have to exploit, then, you know, it would sync up great with us, because we are looking for people. So hopefully they'll follow through.
Did you connect with anybody from the Lady Boosters at San Pedro High School? Because they're a pretty big organization. Jill Shundo, I think, is involved.
Her name's familiar, but I didn't know anything about that.
Okay, so.
How does it work with the schools? Do specific programs apply for a grant?
You know, at this point, our criteria, Angela said, you know, COVID related, or priority would be given to COVID related, but schools are eligible. And so I always encourage, you know, they should have some type of project. The school can't just say, we want money for our school. So it should be tied to some kind of program. Isn't that correct, Chris? Or project going on at the school?
There is supposed to be a specific application in mind for the funds.
Right.
Not just kind of into their general pot.
How about Kelly School?
Yes, when is it due by? I did put it out to the teachers. I know I felt it was a conflict of interest if I did it.
We can barely hear you, Kelly.
Yeah, we can barely hear you. But now we can't hear you at all.
Still there?
She's got blue fingernails. We're not hearing you, Kelly. I
We're
don't know
not
what
hearing
happened.
you.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, I did notice that there is no Q&A or chat on here. Hopefully they fixed that problem for all committee meetings and the board meeting. And I guess this would be sort of a non-agenda item that we need to discontinue any type of public comment in a written form in our committee meetings and board meeting, because it's a violation of the Brown Act.
Well, that's fine, because it's also, you know, it's usually impertinent and distractive anyway. So
Well, I wasn't even going to go there.
yeah, that's I think there's, if we have a legitimate, you know, administrative reason to do it, I'm all in favor, because it's, you know, there's enough going on without a whole extra dimension of
well, Chris, you're on the executive committee. I don't understand how the board meeting has that setting on there, because talking to other neighborhood councils who use the Dunn Zoom license, none of them have Q&A or chat. So it has to do with if you're setting up as a meeting or a webinar, there's something in the settings that Melanie assured me would have been fixed before the last board meeting, but it was not, as we all saw.
Yeah, I don't know very much
It is
about.
now.
Yeah, we kind of did one round of sort of remedial Zoom technical things, and I wouldn't claim that we are, you know, on top of it based on that. If there's differences in terms of other people's accounts or licenses, this is the first time I know of it. But then I knew that as of last month, we weren't even all aware of all the different functions that were supposed to be in place then. So, you know, if it was different from somebody else's, or it was supposed to change and didn't, we would not necessarily have noticed, because we had to kind of go through as a group and kind of poke and, you know, dig through it just to get confident in the ability to run the meetings as we thought they were supposed to. So I'll loop back and
That's totally crazy after 2 years on Zoom that we're still in such a learning curve.
yeah, I mean, and that's the thing normally, and it is mostly the case, that these kinds of software-based changes should and are normally done consistently across different installations and blah, blah, blah. But there's always, you know, and that's the thing, when there's a computer problem, it can be a lot harder to, like, if we were doing some in-person version of this, then you could say, somebody would say, oh yeah, no, I wrote the wrong thing down and that's why we're doing it. When it's software, the reasons, I mean, it's possible that it's a human error, but even if it is, figuring out when and how that problem, what mistake was made, is going to be much more difficult, because it's all kind of
simply a setting.
yeah, exactly.
That's really all it is. It's, you know, so
So anyway, All right, well, is there
Can
any
you guys hear me
other,
now?
oh, I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
good.
Yeah, this one technically for me, like my multi panel window is frozen, and so I'm only seeing you guys when you popped up. I know that, again, my installation of Zoom has been kind of funky, so I don't know.
So one other non-agenda item, Chris. So you were and Alec were both at the event yesterday, the event that shall not be named,
Yeah,
the, the candidate forum. And I still very much object to the city attorney jumping in and saying that a candidate forum that is given the opportunity for the community to meet the candidates and hear the issues, that they felt it could not be promoted by neighborhood councils. Civic engagement is what we are tasked with, because it happened to be sponsored by the Democratic Club. And I don't know if, we can make a complaint about that, but that was just, in my opinion, so very wrong.
yeah, I tend to agree. I pointed out that, it's not, that's what we get when we kick it upstairs. They will make a decision that insulates them from whatever potential headache might happen. It doesn't matter if it's, they're making sort of factual determinations that aren't accurate. It's just they're doing what keeps their desks cleaner, and it doesn't help us do our job. It just prevents them from having to do theirs. So yeah, it was an irritation. I would like to think we could have helped promote it. But honestly, at this point, I'm cynical enough about it to go that, Dunn's job is to keep us out of trouble and not to help us actually. They don't want to be annoyed. They don't want us to create hassles for them.
Well, this wasn't done. This was
Or sorry, yeah, city
the
attorney.
attorney.
Well, which is even more so, because that's
So
a
this is
citywide thing.
CYA to the nth degree. But what
Yeah.
I would like to share for people who weren't there, I know Alec was there and you were there, Chris, was that one of the questions that was posed to the mayoral candidates had to do with the mayor is responsible for appointing the general manager and overseeing the Department of Neighborhood Empowerment. And Doug asked the question, so I can't paraphrase exactly what he said, but the gist of it was, are you going to do something about the fact that they're over-regulating and just micromanaging the neighborhood councils to such a degree? And the candidates definitely expressed some interest in that. So
Representative Bass, I think, had a really, honestly, when she said it, I was almost surprised. I guess because I'm used to operating in this system, it didn't occur to me. But when she suggested a full audit and just kind of reevaluating those things, it's like, it makes sense. It's been around long enough. I think there are enough legitimate issues, and considering the stuff they're had, like with the code of conduct and with the social media policy and the things that they've been trying to put into place, the city's got nothing but resources and money and personnel to mess with this thing. I think if the mayor wants to do a stem to stern look at it, I think that's probably a good idea. And there's an opportunity maybe it should happen every 10 or 15 or however many years, to really make sure it's continuing to serve its own mission statement, but more specifically make sure that the neighborhood councils are actually able to serve their communities, as opposed to spending so much time just on administrative dancing around. We spent so much time working the back end of our organization, just the admin overhead stuff, that when we actually kind of get a chance to get out and do anything, half the time they're trying to tell us, that we can't or shouldn't or whatever. So,
well, Chris, I guess the reason I bring this up is I know we couldn't promote the event and we can't share the video. They recorded the event, but can we share that this question was addressed, that there is a concern out there, that it was suggested, a possible audit, and they said an audit or any investigation, that they would make sure that there was a good representation of neighborhood councils at the table.
Yeah, I mean.
So how would we as outreach share this information with our board without, crossing any, oh no, the city attorney said, we're not talking about the event, we're talking about this particular issue.
Well, we can also talk about the event. They said we couldn't promote the event. They didn't say we couldn't talk about the event. And I don't think that they can tell us that we can't talk about the event anyway. I do have a full audio and video recording of those statements. So what I'll probably end up doing is cooking up a transcript, and if not,
Of just not the whole thing, just that one particular.
right, just the part relevant to that thing. I will present that at
the executive agenda setting.
yeah,
okay.
so maybe to go on the executive report. And that way we can at least, for the sake of discussion, we can throw it out there to get it on people's radar.
Alec, you were there. Did you hear that part?
Yeah, I didn't get much of it, but yeah, I do remember someone talking about something like that.
Okay, I know you were kind of like security and, keeping us safe there. Thank you. So, well, I just thought I would share it with you guys, but I think we should pass that message on, and we should thank Doug Epperhart for, because that's not a question you normally would hear at a mayor candidate forum.
Yeah, well, and it's good, to get on their respective radars. Guys, I've got to jump off. I got to go drive Sophie somewhere. So please continue.
Doesn't she drive yet?
Almost, like very, very close, like, in a couple of months. But
are we still not doing a newsletter? I just want to make sure we're still on board. There's no vote to do a newsletter, right?
Yeah, I don't think right now,
Okay.
if we kind of get, right now we're still telling kind of the same stories, but I think maybe as we maybe get into summer, we'll have hopefully some new things to talk about. And
Chris, if you switch to John Barbera being a co-host, we could continue to have some dialogue after you have to leave.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's go ahead and do that. I think John is still a host. He made me a co-host. So
Okay.
I think John's still got the.
Just so we can just go around and see if anybody else has anything, because we kind of.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. And I will catch you guys all later. John, and remember, well, I guess when you quit the meeting, it'll stop the recording anyway.
And then we can talk about you too behind your back. So.
Yeah, feel free. But thanks, everybody. And I will see you sooner than later. See you.
Bye, Chris.
Bye.
So what did you guys think about the mayor, approaching the mayor's candidates with trying to stop Dunn from micromanaging us to the point where we're so busy with this administrative stuff, we can't get done what we need to get done. Any comments?
I missed it.
Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna bring you the agenda up, so go ahead, you guys talk.
Oh, okay. Well, basically that was Doug's question, and there were 4 mayor candidates there. There's actually 27 candidates for LA mayor, but to qualify to be in this forum, you had to have raised 400,000. There were 5 candidates who had done that. One of them chose not to be there.
Caruso didn't go. He said he had a time conflict, I think.
He hasn't been at any of them. He doesn't need to be there. He's buying. Oh, never mind. Anyway, so, but it was very interesting to see the candidates, especially you look at 2 of the candidates are city council members, and how much have they engaged with their neighborhood councils? How much have they done? So, but I think it's an important issue because we're all tired of this bureaucracy, most definitely. And honestly, the general manager is very much dictatorial. Does anybody have any ideas on something like, as we're slowly coming out of the pandemic, any outreach events you think we should be considering?
Are you on the agenda item of upcoming plans?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't have an agenda in front of me. So I don't know.
Okay. Well, it was public comment, then NPG update, then brainstorm discussions, spring and summer events.
I guess that's it then. You have an idea?
What are we allowed to do so far?
Probably not much, except by Zoom, but I just wanted to see if anybody had any thoughts. I mean, when we get the NPGs, we'll promote those, but I don't think we can do a movie night yet.
Not even outside?
We can ask. Maybe we need another month, as the mandates are getting better.
Yeah, it's promising. Some promising things are happening. And I think that would be a really good time to have a community event if it's, allowed at that point.
Well, let's see, if we want it to be in this year's budget, we'd have to do it by like May or June.
And it's almost March.
Right. Yes, tomorrow will be March.
Oh, right, tomorrow.
Just hours away. I mean, we can reach out to Bogdanovich Park and see if they're allowing it.
Would we check with Neighborhood Empowerment first to see if,
I'd rather check with the park first,
Okay.
because if Neighborhood Empowerment says okay, but then the park says no, then or we can kind of do both at the same time. John, you want to reach out to, do you have the contact up there?
Where?
Selena, the contact up at Bogdanovich Park.
Wasn't it, who took it over now?
Oh, is Selena gone? Or
can I show them?
Oh, yeah, she's not. Yeah, well, what was the name of the black girl? I think she's.
no. You're thinking of, are you thinking of Friendship Park? I'm talking about Bogdanovich
Oh,
Park.
you're talking about Bogdanovich, or yeah, that's her name, Celine, or
Yeah.
Selena, yeah. Yeah, let me find out. I'll,
Well, let me look real quick on my email and see if I can find her contact stuff. Let's see. I think it's been so long.
They're doing indoor sports up there, aren't they?
Are they? Okay, there it is. It's Selena Daniels.
Selena.
Yeah. So
Daniel.
her email, John, is hold on. It is Selena, CELINA period Daniels, DANIELS at lacity.org. The last time we talked to her was actually in September, when she said they're hesitant to plan any in-person events. If you want, I could just take this same email and just forward it to her and say, are you interested now? Because you were copied on this, John.
Okay, yeah, we could do that.
Okay, I'll go ahead and do that, and then kind of let her know you'd be the contact person, and just see if she's doing them. And then the next step, I guess, would to be talk to Department of Neighborhood Empowerment. Maybe you could, John, I could copy Octaviano on this email, or we could handle it separately. What do you think's best?
I just think let us handle it,
Okay.
Because I did Candy Cane Lane, we did the parade, so
That's what I'm thinking.
yeah, I don't think we'll
What are
have a
some
problem.
past-
I mean, they're cutting back I just got an alert today that LA City now is under 1,000 for COVID.
Okay. Well,
It's dropped under 1,000 people.
well, let me find out. It doesn't cost much, and then the next step would be decide if we want to partner with Coastal and Central to make it a
What are some
three-way.
of the past spring things that you guys have done?
What, besides movie in the park? Well, we would do, we didn't do spring things. We did Music by the Sea,
Yeah,
which was June and July.
well, the only spring thing we did was,
Oh, we had Pathways to Employment every year.
yeah, that and Wild Fest.
Okay, we're not touching that. That's
Yeah.
Gwen. Just know,
Yeah.
John, if we open up this idea of new movie in the park, she'll probably, want to look into that.
Is that the environmental fair? Like, I know I've been to one.
Yes, there's Eco Fest and there's Wild Fest. She had
Yeah,
two different ones, but
Okay.
I'm not even gonna touch that. She would need to make arrangements, and that was at Friendship, Dean Dana.
Right.
Okay, well, I can look into that. Did you have any other ideas, or were you thinking about the movie in the park?
and if we
I
do
was
the
thinking of
movie in the
something for
park,
Kids.
I'm sorry,
well,
what?
that's what it is. It's,
Yeah.
we usually,
Yeah,
the
the
last time we did it, we showed Moana. So
I
we
think it would be
usually,
nice. Sorry.
yeah, we usually get about 5, 6 movie topics, that what kids would like.
Yeah.
And then we all decided which one did we like. Now, we also will probably do maybe another sock run where people bring, brand new pair of socks. And that worked out really good because last time we did it, I think we got almost 400 pairs of socks.
Yeah, so what we tied it in, Kelly, to a service project. We did one time in the winter, we did a warm coat drive. And then
Yeah.
we did the sock drive. But yeah, we would once we get the green light, we'd ask all of you to submit some ideas for some movies. And we try to make them, not like, like for 3-year-olds, but try to kind of look at the 8 to 12-year-old. But there's movies that appeal to across ages. Like one time we showed E.T., that kind of crosses generations. Things like that. If it's spring, it might be a baseball movie or something like that. Those are always good favorites. But then we have to find out from the company that we have to get the rights to it to make sure those movies are available. So the cost is usually the only to get the rights to show the movie. Usually runs about $200 to $250.
Do they have a projector system there already?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
why we picked them, because we used to do it at Peck Park and we'd have to rent our own equipment, the screen and the equipment. But Bogdanovich has their own and they don't charge us to do it.
That's nice. Is it outdoors?
Yes, it's outdoors.
Cool.
Yeah,
What's
it's one of
nice
those
about
big
Bogdanovich-
blow up, it's a blow up, kind of like
blow-up
those moonwalks and all that they have.
Yeah.
Well, this
So
is a blow up thing that they tie it down and then the screen is right in the center of it.
Yeah.
So,
their screen's not enormous, but it's big enough. And one of the things you want to time it right with Bogdanovich is if by chance it rains, they have the option of moving it into the gym, long as the gym's not booked for another activity. So that was another reason that was good. Also, it's a little bit of a safer area where Peck Park was just so exposed in so many directions. Up here, you kind of have to drive up there.
Mhm.
Now, also last time Bogdanovich had 3 catering trucks up there for people if they wanted to, buy food. And then CD15 donated money for popcorn, and they have a popcorn popper there. So we gave away popcorn. And then we set up a table for engagement. Sometimes we've started early and had activities for kids,
That would be a great thing to do over spring break.
Yes, but there's no way we could get it done in time.
And it's
Yeah.
too cold
Middle
at
of April.
Bogdanovich.
no,
I didn't even think
let me
about
tell you
that.
something. When we did it that time in November, it was 88 degrees that day. And at night it was still nice.
Yeah, but we've done it a couple of times where
Yeah.
parents brought sleeping bags for their kids.
Yeah. I had a kid play baseball up there. And I mean, some of those spring games, man,
Yeah.
is cold.
Yeah.
But we'll
When
start
we
with
did
step
home,
one.
when we
Why
did
don't you
Home
guys,
Alone, it was cold.
you guys start thinking of movie ideas, because I've gone through it a million times. So, think about, it's springtime, a movie that crosses genders, crosses generations.
Yeah.
And if we do it like in November, close to where it's Christmas time,
Well, no, John, we're trying to get it in this fiscal.
Summer.
oh, in the spring,
We're trying to get it before the end of the fiscal year.
yeah,
Oh, the big movie right now is Encanto.
Oh, right.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we can,
Bruno.
but that's
I
kind of
almost
a
said
current
that,
movie.
Kelly, but I didn't want to be on recording singing. We don't talk about Bruno. No. We
Well,
don't
it's
talk-
also Disney has some sing-along movies that you can get where they show the words on there. But it might be too small a screen to do that, but those are fun too. I've gone to those at Warner Grand. Well, you went to one, Angela, right?
The Frozen?
Yeah, Frozen.
Yeah. That was fun.
That would
That's
be
what
cute if we did.
Encanto is just as catchy as Frozen with the
Yeah.
music.
Is that a recent Disney movie?
Have you
Yes.
not seen it yet?
What movies? What, have I been to a theater?
No, it's on video.
No,
Uh,
it's on video.
It's on Disney Plus.
I
Yeah.
don't
Over
have
and watch
Disney.
it.
That
my
would be
Disney Plus.
cute if the kids decorated their, like, we could do a printout of a door and have the kids decorate their own doors.
Oh my gosh. It
And
would
have
be
them choose their own
adorable.
power.
We'll have to see if that's a movie we can get you know, so no, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, plus we gotta know, we gotta see if we can get it because
Yeah.
they just limit us on certain, you know.
Yeah.
So,
But I think Film LA and the group that we rent from, I think they'd be very happy to finally get us going again. So I'll send,
yeah,
you know, I'll send the initial email out to Bogdanovich and I can copy all of you guys. So everybody's in the communication.
I'm happy to
would
help
love-
with the planning. Just let me know if
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
specific task that I can do.
I'm going to kind of just do an introduction to Celine, make sure she's still there, let her know who's on the outreach committee, and I'm happy to step back and let you guys take over. But we'd have to like know by like the April meeting that yes, it's okay, and put in a budget. Now, I would love, it gets a little complicated if you try to partner with the other neighborhood councils. So sometimes I'd find it easier for us to just
Put
do
ourselves-
it and invite them to be at a table and promote it, and we'll just plan it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's not like it's that much
Yeah.
money and we have plenty of money.
Well, it's in Northwest. Yeah, Bogdanovich.
It's
is in
on, well, no, now they're saying it's in coastal. It's on the border. So Bogdanovich is actually now listed as being in coastal and Dean Dana's on ours. I mean, it's kind of, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
It's close enough. Yeah.
Too bad we couldn't get, there's this thing we used to go to. I mean, they're still doing it. It's called Eat. Oh God, I can't think of the name of it right now. But all the food trucks come and they do a big movie. They bring the screen and everything, and there's a cover band that plays. It's a really nice, nice venue. And I've been to it they do it in Pasadena. They do it at Santa Monica College. We've been to different places, but everybody buys the tickets online. It's really a lot of fun. And everybody sits out there and they have their, you know, and they watch the movie after the concerts and stuff, but all the trucks are there and it's really nice. We'd have to
Is
do
that-
that like at Point Furman Park.
Well, maybe we could do that next time. Let's get our foot in the door.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't even know if Bogdanovich is doing this, so. But I think that's a great way for
Yeah.
us to get back to doing some kind of neighborhood council event.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe
Yeah.
we'll get the whole board to show up.
yeah, but moving on now. Yeah, right.
Okay, so that's our brainstorm discussion. We're on social media update. Basically, Chris said we're going to work on the newsletter later. And
I
that means
don't think we're
adjourn, right?
doing a newsletter.
Yeah, I don't think we're doing one.
Well, like you said, there's nothing to report. We're not doing anything.
You know, if we knew we were doing this movie event, but I don't see paying $4,500 to do a newsletter just to
Yeah.
announce a movie.
And
We
then
You
could-
can
just-
accomplish the same thing with a few banners and social media posts.
Exactly. Social media posts are the best. Instagram and something from, I wish I'd remembered about the thing yesterday. But the social media posts are really good. Like something came up on my social media post from them the other day. I don't remember what it was.
Well, we have like, there's just, you know, between the San Pedro CA, Love San Pedro, you know, there's a bunch out there.
Yeah, but not
we-
everybody's on social media. So what we just need to do is
Yeah.
get the flyers to the schools.
Right, like we
Hard
did the
copy
flyers to the school.
schools.
Yeah. That's what we
I'll
did.
pass them out at the schools.
Yeah.
And matter of
I can
fact,
do Willenberg. I can do Willenberg and 7th Street.
well, and
I
matter
can
of
even
fact,
get 'em to
Lori,
Cabrillo.
the
What?
girls, the ladies over at the Assistance League,
Uh-huh.
Rita, Aparna, Laura, Sandy, they all have the schools. Because
Yeah, no,
this
we
weekend,
have
yeah,
contact.
and they have the contact with the lady that contacts and then picks out the 35 kids. They can send it to her too. Every one of them could email a flyer to them and let them know at this date. So, you know, to the elementaries, we got about
Hello.
six.
Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah.
handsome.
Kelly,
What you doing? I'm
Kelly,
sorry.
we-
Can you mute me real quick?
you have to mute yourself, I think. Oh, there you go. So, one year when we were at Peck Park, a couple of the senior lead officers, they brought some kids in on a bus. They were low income, I don't know if they were from a correctional facility or what, but they bussed them in, which was really great too.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we have a lot of families that you know, just in between, you know, Cabrillo, Banning and all of those, you know, we can get some real, the flyers out there, and a lot of those kids would love to come.
Well, I think we want to, not banning, we want to focus on elementary schools in the San Pedro area.
No, I didn't mean Banning, Bandini.
Okay,
Bandini. I
okay,
didn't
I was
mean
gonna
Banning,
say.
sorry. Yeah, Bandini.
So, okay, well, your assignment, everybody, is everybody needs to come up with 3 to 5 ideas for movies so that we can hopefully brainstorm by next week. Just, you know, think about the demographics. I got to tell you, for years, and Ray will try again. He tried to get us to show Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein.
Oh my gosh.
It's like his favorite movie. And I tried to tell him, first of all, the movie was made like in 1930. So the quality of the movie's horrible. You can't even understand the thing they're saying. So it has to.
How about we do, like, you know, what would be really neat is Mario Puzo's the Godfather. That would be awesome.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. It has to be rated PG or G. So
Oh,
that's the first thing. Has to be.
yeah.
PG
Well,
or
if you cut everything out, then you only got a 3-minute movie. So,
Yeah, okay. So I think we're done.
yeah, so social media, then we'll do that.
But I'm
Does
gonna
anybody else?
copy everybody on this email to Bogdanovich so that
Okay, cool.
everybody can get more involved.
I'm
Okay.
looking forward to it. I hope we
Yeah,
can
that'll
do
be fun.
And if we can't get it done in this fiscal period, we won't sweat it. If it ends up being a June event, we don't have time to pay for it. We'll say we'll put it in the next year budget.
Does the fiscal year end in July?
It ends the end of June, June
Very
June
30th.
good.
30th, yeah.
But there's
Okay.
certain deadlines of when you could submit things, like by May something. So Melanie would be the person to ask on that.
All right.
Kind of cutting it short, but we
Well,
can
have
try.
a good week, guys. I'm gonna call back my grandson because I don't know what he was trying to tell me. I couldn't hear, they couldn't hear me, and I couldn't hear you guys, and I don't know.
it. Was really cute to hear your voice switch into grandma mode though.
Yeah, it was.
That's my pumpkin. Oh my gosh, that baby is
Oh.
the best thing in the world.
I want one.
Oh, I
You gotta
highly
wait till
recommend it.
Halloween. Pumpkins don't come out until
No, shut up,
Halloween.
John. I want a grandchild, and you know that's what I meant.
Well,
I'll
he's
give you
my
one of
sweet
mine.
bee.
No, I think yours are great. You're very blessed. Your gals
Yeah,
are great.
they are.
All
I
right,
kid
good
them
night,
right now.
guys.
Good
All
night,
right, have
Kelly.
a good one, everybody.
Night.
Night.
Bye.
Yeah. Good night, guys.
Bye, thank you.
Okay, let me get this.